starts now.
Another night of thunderstorms across the valley. Here we see rain and lightning in North Las Vegas. And another view of the rain and lightning at Warm Springs and Durango. And this comes to us courtesy of Fox 5 viewer Mel Cole. The storm's bringing flooding and power outages across the valley. We're tracking all of the severe weather, the impacts with team coverage tonight. Kim Passoff is downtown tonight where the outages and the floods are impacting the Fremont Street experience and nearby hotels. Drew Andre is out in Henderson tonight where one neighborhood hopes to avoid repeat flooding from last night. And Lauren Martinez is live with more on the flooded roadways making the drive dangerous tonight. Ted, thank you. And there is flooding tonight at Flamingo and 95. Fox 5's Lauren Martinez is live with a look at what's going on right now. Lauren?
John, so they've actually closed the on-ramp because of flooding, and NDOT crews are here now. Right behind me are actually two cars. Now, we have no information that's been confirmed, so we're not sure if they've been in an accident or have been stuck in the floods, but we can tell there's a lot of debris around these two vehicles here. And again, like we mentioned, NDOT crews are here. They've been kind of driving by and really kind of sweeping and cleaning the floor from the debris that's been on the ground. But again, the on-ramp is closed. So if you're driving down Flamingo, just keep this in mind. The northbound ramp to the 95 is closed right now. And here are NDOT trucks cleaning the ground and the debris that we see here. Again, the two cars that we see, we don't know if they've been in an accident or they were just actually stuck in some floodwater. But there's no standing water right now, just the two vehicles that we see. But we will definitely try and get more information as it becomes available.
All right, Lauren Martinez reporting. You might recall that same stretch, that Flamingo on-ramp to the 95 northbound, also closed yesterday during the storms in the early evening. And last night, storms saw some flooding around the valley, but one neighborhood in Henderson was hit harder than just about anywhere else. Fox 5's Drew Andre joins us live in that neighborhood near Galleria and Whitney Ranch. And Drew, you tell us that people there tell you that they saw this coming.
Well, that's right, John. And this is the neighborhood right here on Rising Star Drive, which last night this entire area really flooded. And it's largely because there's a flood channel that's right behind these homes on Rising Star that's currently under construction at this point. Today, there were construction crews working all day, clearing out more dirt to try to avoid that happening again. So far, it's looked like that's happened. But the people that live here saw this coming with monsoon season and say no one was listening.
It looked like a river on Rising Star Drive Wednesday night. Neighbors watched as water flooded yards and streets. Street sweepers cleaned up the mess from the storm Thursday morning, but the damage from the flooding can still be seen in a home and backyards like this with muddied pools that before looked pristine.
This whole part here was underwater last night.
Brandy Helms took us into her backyard. Their surveillance cameras captured the water seep towards their home.
The water on the other side, it was about this high.
The Whitney Ranch flood channel that backs up to these homes is undergoing changes, the city says, to improve and increase its capacity. But the construction at its current state wasn't prepared for less than a half inch of rain.
I didn't sleep last night because my concern was, what if it rains again, you know? Because it got so close to the back.
Damage can be found. Bell's backyard. The built can be found in Jack Bell's backyard. The built-up rainwater slammed through and took out his brick wall. The water rushed towards his home several feet high and seeped into his house. He says this was a clear engineering failure authorized without the thought of monsoon runoff, and other neighbors agree.
We're getting shunned off like it wasn't that big of a deal. We all saw like this was going to be a problem, and the first time we get a decent rain, look what happens. It's heartbreaking.
This is the channel before construction. Helms said flooding was never a concern because it was so deep. Now homeowners are left picking up the pieces.
You can see here where the water's gotten through. I mean, we're going to have to put all new decking on here now.
What you're looking at right here is the area that flooded yesterday, the street right here on Rising Star. You can see it's pretty much dry right now, even though we had about a half hour of extremely heavy rain. We saw some neighbors that were going over to the flood channel and checking that out. We did too. Everything's looking all good. What that points to, though, is that the work that was done today by the construction crews did work successfully. Now, those homeowners, not really surprising considering where we live, do not have flood insurance, but they told me that they are hiring an attorney. Reporting live tonight, I'm Drew Andre, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And the city said the Whitney Ranch Flood Channel project should be done by December. We have an update now on power outages tonight. They were down, but now they're back up to 7,600, according to NV Energy. And that includes several hotels on the Fremont Street. Most of the other outages are in the Central Valley, both east and west side. And that downtown Fremont Street experience, also the canopy above the Fremont Street experience, also has lost power tonight. And so with more on that, we want to get out to Fox 5's Kim Passoff, who is covering that for us. She has an update on what's happening down on the Fremont Street experience.
Well, the Fremont Street experience certainly hard hit by the storms tonight. Right now, the canopy is still out. I just spoke with management, who tells me that repair work is already underway. The storms rolled through here. There was even some flooding here on Fremont Street, on the Fremont Street experience. Right now, some of the casinos, their lights are out on the front, like the Golden Nugget, the Pioneer, their lights are out. Again, this is all underway. Repair work is underway right now. Circa also had some water coming from the monitors at their sports book. One of the monitors still out at last check. Most of that has been cleaned up. Things do seem to be back to normal. But again, a lightning strike taking out part of the canopy here at the Fremont Street experience. Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And of course, our crews have been tracking the storms tonight and the impacts left behind. Fox 5's Kim Passoff out there tonight for us. She joins us from 2:15 and Eastern. Kim.
John, the storms may have moved through, but the mess that they left behind, it is just starting to be cleaned up. Let me step out of the way. You can see that there are some NDOT workers here that are trying to clear a drain. They have made significant progress just since we have been here. This street under the freeway, Eastern, was completely flooded out, but they are clearing that drain rapidly. I saw them pull a plastic bag out of it earlier, maybe about 5-10 minutes ago, and that has brought the water level down significantly. But again, the damage is done. I've counted 7 cars here under the freeway in this area that have been stalled out because of the high water. They got caught in that high water and their cars flooded out. We can see that there are still people here trying to figure out what to do with their cars at this point. Some of the cars, though, are abandoned. I can see at least one with no one here. Presumably somebody else has picked them up and the car is just left here at this point. And there are street sweepers as well trying to clean up all of the rocks and the debris that has been left here. You can see that they're there right now. We've seen several of them going through this area, again, trying to clean up the mess that's left behind, all the mud, all the rocks, because this area earlier when the storm rolled through and that storm drain was full, obviously this whole area was flooded, and now the aftermath is just in the beginning process of being cleaned up. John, back to you.
Quick update on NV Energy outages tonight. They say just 6,200 customers are still affected tonight. That's down slightly from where it's been. They're expecting many of them to be resolved by 1 or 2 this morning. That will do it for us on this busy weather night here in the Valley. We thank you so much for being here. The news will continue at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Cassandra will have the latest forecast, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night. Take care.
Thanks for watching Fox 5 News. Watch us live wherever you are, on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.